Saudi Arabia and Russia have maintained a complex relationship, primarily driven by their mutual interests in the global oil market. Historically, both countries have been major players in the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, and its extended format, OPEC+, which includes Russia. Their collaboration has aimed to stabilize oil prices by coordinating production cuts or increases. In recent years, the partnership has strengthened, particularly with the 2016 agreement to manage oil production jointly, which helped balance global oil prices. The relationship is not limited to oil. It also encompasses investments, trade, and strategic cooperation. However, geopolitical differences and competition in global energy markets remain underlying tensions. Saudi Arabia, though not a member of the Group of Seven, G7, maintains significant and strategic relations with the member countries, which include Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States. These relations are multifaceted and encompass trade, investment, and energy cooperation, driven by both Saudi Arabia's economic strategies and the G7 nations' global economic interests. The Kingdom's Vision 2030, launched in 2016, is a comprehensive plan aimed at diversifying the Saudi economy away from its heavy reliance on oil. This vision has garnered substantial interest and investment from G7 nations. Vision 2030 includes initiatives to develop sectors such as tourism, entertainment, infrastructure, healthcare, and technology, creating numerous opportunities for foreign investment and partnerships. Saudi Arabia and the US have a robust trade relationship, with Saudi Arabia being a significant market for American goods and services. The US exports machinery, vehicles, aircraft, and agricultural products to Saudi Arabia, while importing substantial amounts of Saudi oil. The UK and Saudi Arabia share strong trade ties, with significant British investments in Saudi infrastructure, education, and healthcare sectors. The UK is also a key defense supplier to Saudi Arabia. French companies are active in Saudi Arabia, particularly in the energy, transportation, and water sectors. France has also been a key partner in cultural and educational exchanges under Vision 2030. German companies are involved in various projects in Saudi Arabia, especially in engineering, technology, and construction. Germany's expertise in renewable energy aligns with Saudi Arabia's goals under Vision 2030. Saudi Arabia plays a critical role in global energy security, which is of paramount interest to G7 countries. The kingdom's vast oil reserves and production capabilities make it a vital partner in stabilizing global oil markets. The G7 countries, heavily dependent on energy imports, have strategic energy partnerships with Saudi Arabia to ensure a stable and secure energy supply. G7 nations have invested heavily in Saudi infrastructure projects, aligning with Vision 2030's goals. Projects like NEOM, a $500 billion megacity, have attracted interest from investors and companies across G7 countries. Saudi Arabia's strategic location at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Africa, along with its political influence in the Middle East, makes it a key geopolitical partner for G7 countries. Saudi Arabia collaborates closely with G7 countries on counter-terrorism efforts. The kingdom's intelligence cooperation and its role in regional security initiatives are crucial for combating terrorism and ensuring stability in the Middle East. Saudi Arabia's influence in the Arab world and its leadership in the Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC, make it an essential ally for G7 countries seeking to navigate the complex political landscape of the Middle East. As a leading oil exporter, Saudi Arabia's decisions on oil production and pricing have significant implications for global markets. The kingdom's role in OPEC, often in coordination with non-OPEC members, helps manage global oil supply and prices, affecting the economies of G7 nations. Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, PIF, has made substantial investments in various G7 countries, creating economic interdependence. For example, PIF has invested in technology firms, real estate, and infrastructure projects in the United States and the United Kingdom. Vision 2030 aims to transform Saudi Arabia into a global investment powerhouse, reducing its economic dependence on oil and increasing the participation of private sectors in the economy. This vision has led to several significant developments in Saudi G7 relations. G7 countries are involved in numerous projects under Vision 2030. From developing smart cities and renewable energy projects to enhancing tourism and entertainment sectors. Companies from these nations bring in expertise, technology, and capital, fostering economic growth and diversification in Saudi Arabia. Vision 2030 also emphasizes cultural openness and educational reforms. Saudi Arabia has engaged with G7 countries to enhance educational systems, promote cultural exchanges, and attract international tourists. For instance, partnerships with British and American universities have led to the establishment of new educational institutions and programs in the kingdom. Collaborations with G7 countries have accelerated Saudi Arabia's technological advancements. Joint ventures in areas such as artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and cybersecurity are helping the kingdom build a knowledge-based economy. In summary, Saudi Arabia's relations with G7 countries are comprehensive and strategic, spanning economic, political, and cultural dimensions. The kingdom's vision 2030 plays a crucial role in shaping these relationships, attracting investments, fostering economic diversification, and enhancing Saudi Arabia's role in global energy security and geopolitical stability. Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel for more videos about BRICS development, power, and influence on the world. Let's continue now. In the context of increasing geopolitical tensions and economic sanctions imposed on Russia by Western countries, Saudi Arabia issued a cautionary statement to the G7 nations regarding the potential seizure of $300 billion in Russian sovereign assets. This warning from Saudi Arabia highlights several critical points regarding international financial norms, economic stability, and geopolitical strategy. The warning comes against the backdrop of the Russia-Ukraine conflict and subsequent sanctions imposed on Russia by the United States, European Union, and other Western allies. These sanctions have targeted various sectors of the Russian economy, including finance, energy, and defense, aiming to pressure Russia into changing its policies. One of the more drastic measures considered by some Western nations was the potential seizure or freezing of Russian sovereign assets held in foreign banks. This includes foreign exchange reserves and other financial assets owned by the Russian government. Saudi Arabia's warning to the G7 underscores several key issues. Respect for sovereign wealth. Saudi Arabia emphasized the importance of respecting sovereign wealth, which refers to the financial assets owned by a country's government. Seizing such assets is seen as a violation of international financial norms and could set a dangerous precedent. Legal and ethical concerns. The kingdom highlighted the legal and ethical implications of confiscating sovereign assets, which are typically protected under international law. Such actions could be perceived as arbitrary and politically motivated, undermining the rule of law in international finance. Global economic stability. Saudi Arabia cautioned that seizing sovereign assets could significantly undermine global investor confidence. If investors believe that their assets could be arbitrarily seized due to geopolitical disputes, it could lead to capital flight and reduced investment in international markets. Market stability. The potential seizure of Russian assets could destabilize global financial markets, causing volatility and uncertainty. This is particularly concerning for oil markets, where both Saudi Arabia and Russia are major players. Any disruption in financial stability could impact global oil prices and supply chains. Strategic interests. Saudi Arabia's stance reflects its broader commitment to maintaining stable and cooperative international relations. The kingdom seeks to avoid actions that could exacerbate geopolitical tensions and lead to further economic disruptions. Economic policies. The warning aligns with Saudi Arabia's economic policies aimed at fostering a stable and predictable global economic environment. This is crucial for the kingdom's Vision 2030, which relies on attracting foreign investment and diversifying the economy. Saudi Arabia's warning has several broader implications for international relations and global economic governance. Saudi Arabia's position illustrates its diplomatic balancing act between Western nations and other global powers like Russia and China. By advocating for the protection of sovereign wealth, the kingdom positions itself as a defender of international norms and stability, which is crucial for its strategic partnerships across the globe. The warning highlights the importance of upholding global financial norms and the rule of law in international finance. It sends a message that geopolitical disputes should not override established financial agreements and protections. Saudi Arabia's stance could influence future decisions by international bodies and other nations regarding the handling of sovereign assets. It underscores the need for careful consideration of the long-term consequences of such actions on global financial stability and international relations. In conclusion, Saudi Arabia's warning to the G7 against seizing $300 billion in Russian sovereign assets reflects its commitment to protecting sovereign wealth, maintaining global economic stability, and fostering cooperative international relations. This stance is integral to the kingdom's broader economic and geopolitical strategies, particularly in the context of Vision 2030 and its role in global energy markets. Saudi Arabia plays a pivotal role in global trade, largely due to its significant oil reserves. As the world's largest oil exporter, the kingdom influences global energy markets and prices. It is a member of the World Trade Organization, WTO, and actively participates in international trade agreements and forums. Vision 2030 outlines Saudi Arabia's ambition to become a global investment powerhouse and a key logistics hub. This involves diversifying its economy, enhancing non-oil exports, and developing sectors such as tourism, entertainment, and technology. The relationship between Saudi Arabia and the United States has been a cornerstone of Middle Eastern geopolitics for decades. Rooted in the 1945 meeting between King Abdulaziz Al Saud and President Franklin D. Roosevelt, this partnership has revolved around mutual interests in energy, security, and economic cooperation. Despite occasional tensions, particularly over human rights issues and differing regional strategies, the two countries have maintained strong ties. The US is a significant arms supplier to Saudi Arabia, and both nations cooperate on counter-terrorism and regional security initiatives. Energy remains a critical aspect, with the US benefiting from Saudi oil exports. Saudi Arabia's role in global oil trading is unparalleled. As the leading member of OPEC, it has substantial influence over oil production policies and prices. The kingdom's vast reserves and production capacity enable it to act as a swing producer, adjusting output to stabilize global markets. Saudi Aramco, the state-owned oil company, is a dominant player in the industry, engaging in exploration, production, refining, and distribution. The kingdom's strategic decisions on oil production levels, often in coordination with OPEC and non-OPEC members like Russia, have significant implications for global energy markets and economic stability. The oil cooperation between Russia and Saudi Arabia, particularly through OPEC+, has been instrumental in managing global oil supply and prices. The 2016 agreement marked a significant milestone, aligning the production strategies of two of the world's largest oil producers. Their coordinated efforts have included production cuts to counteract oversupply and stabilize prices, particularly during periods of economic downturn or geopolitical crises. This collaboration has not only benefited both nations economically, but also reinforced their strategic partnership amidst shifting global energy dynamics. These topics highlight the intricate web of Saudi Arabia's international relations and its central role in global energy and economic stability. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video, and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence over the world. Until the next video, stay tuned.